One of the biggest changes I've seen in me going into the MBA and coming out the MBA, it's definitely my way of thinking. I never really understood this until I started doing my internship during my MBA into organization, having 8 months of training in the classroom. I think one of the beauties about working on a project now during my internship is, again, how I've laid everything out in terms of the scope, in terms of my broader thinking, not only just from a sales perspective, which is originally what our strong suit was, but also looking at marketing, finance, logistics, and supply chain. I think that's a breadth that you get going through an MBA. You are no longer a specialist, but you're actually a generalist who knows everything.
My name's Lin. I am from Sydney, Australia, and I am currently a MBA candidate at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. I'm obviously based in Hong Kong. I've been in Hong Kong for almost 3 years now, before making the change to my MBA career. And yeah, I'm absolutely enjoying it right now.
One of the beauties about Hong Kong MBA compared to the rest of the world is the proximity in the geographic location of where it is to China, and also at the same time to Southeast Asia. It makes a great destination for some people who came into the program and thinking, where do I want to explore my opportunity? Now, if you want to spread your net wide and search out where you really want to pursue a career and find it out during the 16 months, there's no better place than Hong Kong. Within 2-hour train, you can cross the border and go into China, but also within a 1-hour flight, you're in Vietnam or Thailand. I mean, this positions you for you to allow to explore where your career opportunity lies. And that's why I chose Hong Kong.
Well, before the MBA, I worked in various industries, industrial gases, e-commerce and consumer goods, and always at a sales capacity. And then the decision to take the MBA is purely because I want to upgrade myself. What I started realizing was that my role at the time was very narrowly focused, and I just chased sales targets every month. And I think going to the MBA will broaden my knowledge of the business world, which obviously will equip me to become the future leader that I want to be.
So when I first came into the MBA, I actually thought that the quantitative skill sets were the ones I was going to build throughout this journey. Coming from a sales background, I felt that I had all the soft skills ready in life, and it was through interacting with customers and working with people on a day-to-day basis. But I actually never thought that coming out on the other side of the MBA, soft skills were the skills that I developed the most. And I think the MBA at HKUST really gives you this platform and taking leadership roles to further develop yourself that you wouldn't outside in the business world. And I'll give you an example, which is the club that I'm leading, which is the Social Impact Club. And from there, I had to lead a team of 20 people to do a project with a charity. And I think that itself will give you so many more exposure than you would in the outside world. So with the Social Impact Club, it's one of the 8 student clubs that we have at HKUST this year. And it's the only non-academic club that we have. And for me to start off that club with a couple of my other mates, the reason was quite clear. I think if you look at the leaders of today, yes, they're extremely intelligent, but organization today is all about giving back as well to the community. And through the Social Impact Club, this is the impact that we're trying to make, and also at the same time give the opportunity to students to think more than just the academics and career paths. Now, when it comes to the Social Impact Club and the projects that we're doing with the charity, one of the key things that we had to do was gather people around and also leveraging the skill sets that they have to make the most out of this project, because it is a real life case and you're making impacts to the charity. And we're fortunate enough to get 20 people from all different skill sets, but also at the same time, we had the support from our professors who along the way helped us to structure our way of thinking to achieve our end goal in the club and our project. If you look at all the world-class MBA programs, most universities will offer the academics and the curriculum that's almost the same. And when it came to choosing my MBA, I think at the end of the day, for me, it was about the people. And to get the most out of the MBA program, you really need to have the right network to really get you through the journey and so that you can get the most out of it. And I think from a professor standpoint, we have obviously academic professors who are extremely well versed in that subject area, but also the other half of our professor are from real world business environment people as well, which shed another light into a more real teachings. And I think at the end of the day, also what makes it important is the HKUST alums. And they often spend their time and coming back to universities, one, not to only educate us about their journey through the MBA, but also at the second time, offering opportunities for us to get to know more about their organization as well, to broaden our scope. The internship during the MBA program is not a must. However, I can guarantee you 99.9% of the students do it. The reason is that the internship gives you a platform to go into an organization, to learn more about them, to apply your skill sets, but also at the same time, gives you opportunity to see if this is the organization you would like to be part of after your MBA journey. I think the beauty about the internship is that it's not just a one-way assessment to see the organization would like to have you, but also for you to test yourself to see if the organization is the right fit for yourself in the future as well. During one of my financial accounting classes, I had a question that I didn't know how to do. But my first reaction wasn't going to Google and trying to search for the answers or go through the textbook. My first answer was actually picked up the phone and called a classmate who was from a financial accounting background. And I use that example every single day is because as you come out into the business world, these are the people that you build the relationship with during this 16-month journey that you can rely on and help each other to maximize your career goals and also your personal goals as well. One of the biggest things that the MBA has taught me is that to stay resilient no matter what the situation is and be positive, because good things will always happen. It hasn't been the easiest journey for us, especially doing an MBA in Hong Kong. Firstly, starting off with a bit of political unrest, but also hit with a pandemic. And people were also looking at a relatively gloom market, job market. But I think at the end of the day, most of my classmates came out on top. And this is a life lesson that you can't receive anywhere else. You can learn about the financial accountings, you can learn about the supply chains everywhere, but teaching you this attitude to keep on fighting no matter where you are, I think this is the biggest lesson that I got at my Hong Kong University of Science and Technology MBA. My answer to that is I've certainly got my ROI from my MBA. And I'll be completely transparent here is that MBA is not for everyone, but I think by reaching out to people who has done it and the success stories that you have, you can kind of start shaping whether this is the right journey for you as well. So again, coming back to my own success story, I think that MBA has changed me personally and professionally. But at the same time, I think the return on investment for MBA is not just over the course of the next 1, 2, 3 or 5 years, but really it's over your lifetime with the network that you built and all the learnings that you earned during this period. Doing an MBA at HKUST has been one of the best decisions that I've made in my life. I mentioned it hasn't only changed me professionally, but also it's changed me personally. And there's absolutely no regret for me to do this program, and if I had to do it all over again, I would. So I've always had this attitude in my MBA to work hard and play hard. And I think if there's one quote that I want to leave you guys, is that there's more than a GPA in an MBA. So go out there and enjoy yourselves.